YouTube, Facebook, and then last but not least, we'll go live on. I forgot how to do there. Oops. That. Nope. There we go. All right, there we go. Got them all squared away. So Instagram, good evening. Facebook, good evening to you. And YouTube folks, good evening to you. Corey from Connecticut, walking away the pounds with Leslie, good job. Roxanne's checking in from Newfoundland out of the gate. Very nice. Gone international. Jeff, good evening to you. Susan's out of California. Elise from Wheaton, good evening to you. Let's see who else we have. Shannon checking in from Denver. Lori, 3 nights in a row. Can you believe that? I barely believe it. Fran's checking in on Instagram. Maria's here. April, it's raining here in Indianapolis as well. Tammy's checking in on YouTube. Man, we got everybody here. All the cool people. How fun is that? Let's see. Penny's here from Indiana. Very nice. Let's see. Lee from Arkansas. Very cool. Good evening. Suzanne, Ontario. Another international check-in. Carrie checking in from California on a leadership conference. Very cool. Let's see. Jeannie from Hudson, Mass. Very cool. Gloria, hello. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while for some of us. Some of us have been here 3 nights in a row. Just saying. Traverse City checking in. Pam, good evening. Glenda from Salt Lake. Matthew, good evening. Debbie from Rockford, Illinois. Good to see you. Diane's here. Donna's here. Katie's here from Washington State. I know. Corey, I don't know what you're saying, because we do this every single night. Sometimes you get to watch it, and sometimes you just get to watch it again. But every night you can watch it. It's not my fault if you don't get to watch it at night, because there's plenty of episodes where you can watch this every single night. Right, Fran? Very fun. I'm teasing with you for sure. Let's see. Robin, hello. Donna's riding her bike. Very fun. Gulfport, Mississippi. Sherry. Hopefully, Sherry, you're following along, right? April 28th, I'll be in Biloxi, which is not too far. Actually, I will be in Gulfport to be actually. I won't be in Biloxi. I'm going to head over to Biloxi, but I'm staying in Gulfport for a week in April. Maybe. I think that's pretty much the plan. Waiting for it to get finalized. But I'll be in Biloxi regardless, but I may be in Gulfport for a little while. Jacob checking in on Instagram. Good evening. Karen from Long Island is nice. Nice to see you. Corpus Christi, Marty's checking in. Robin's checking in from Nashville. Luis from Bedford. California, very fun. Renee, good evening to you. Cheerily, 4-mile walk out in California. Leona says. Lee is looks like the same thing. Donna is from Santa Cruz, California. Della. Gotcha. Sorry about that. Jen on Instagram, good evening to you. Diane from New Orleans. Except Corey's got to figure it out. Except when you don't. Donna checking in from Kentucky. Good evening to you. Winnipeg. Dan's checking in. Pacific Northwest. Somewhere near Puyallup. Michelle, good evening. Susan. Susan says she's a new listener. You may be a new listener today, but you're not a new listener. So we got to define what that means. Maria says, went to dinner to meet your friends tonight and had coffee and a fruit cup. Doing very well. That's how it works. Elaine from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Very nice. What's wrong with my hair? Renee is saying something's wrong with my hair. This is it. This is how it goes now. You know? Just throw a hat on and call it done. Half a hat. Renee says it rocks. I like it. So that's the new, it's funny, when I made the new logo, the microphone, if you see, the logo I have, it's the microphone with this head and hair, and then the other logo is just from here up, right? So so I have two different logos. So kind of my thought is if I'm using me, I'm going to use this logo. If I'm talking about the show, I'm going to use the microphone logo. But both of them are going to have the crazy rock star hair. You know? Oh, I know I messed it up. Let's see here. Gotta get it all. I need to throw some gel in it before we get going too far. You know what's confusing is like on this camera, it's backwards. When I move my hand this way, it goes this way on the screen. So it's not like a mirror. I gotta use Instagram as the mirror. There. I think that looks good. Whew. Man, tell you, it's a lot of work. Let's see. Yeah, really, I'll be there. If you go to fatdag.com, click on events, and you'll see what's going on in Gulfport. I do. I need to. Let's see. Scrolling through. April says, yeah, April, but she's not new. That's the thing. She's making it up. But that doesn't count because you guys, no one's new. But there's the bell for Susan, who says she's new. Malia from rainy Northern California, very nice. Darlene is here. Meredith, I'm glad you can watch the whole thing too. Very fun. So yeah, so Donna's talking about the hair thing again. So it's, you know, I've been in the military for 24 years, and it's just now starting to grow out. I'm just kind of, I finally don't care. I'm finally like, this is how I'm gonna have my hair. And obviously, when I put my uniform on, I do one of these, and I do like kind of like that, so that I can be legal in uniform. But when I'm not in uniform, you get this. You get hat head. Cool. Way more than you need to know about some random guy's hair. Gloria says, had a non-scale victory this past week, hit 70 pounds, now a size 12, only 15 from, what's STG? Starting goal? Very fun though. Congratulations. On 70 pounds is crazy. Good job on your size 12. Feels good, doesn't it? It's the coolest thing ever is when you get to that point. I tell you. Debbie signed up for Indy. Very nice. That's September 8th. We're going to be back in Indianapolis. Yeah, it's funny, Dan. Dan's awesome because Dan says that he says first time listening today doesn't count. So I say that every time I go somewhere, someone says, hey, have you ever been here before? And it's like, no, this is my first time today. And anyway, that's funny. Bev is here. Kaz is here. Good evening to you. Scott's new, so that the bell was for you, Scott, for sure. Glad you're here with us. Glad you're here with me, too, Julie. Good to see you again. I know you and Janine are texting back and forth or emailing back and forth, so know that you know. Let's just leave it at that. You know. Denise is here. Hello. Judy, first time listening live. There we go. Got you. So we got the bell rang already. Hopefully that's for Judy. Carrie, are you still here? I think Carrie checked in on Instagram, right, Carrie? That bell, so Carrie's the one that sent the bell. So if you guys are on Instagram, thank Carrie for making the bell thingy. She sent it, and yeah. So very fun. There she is. So Carrie is the one that sent the bell in. So you can thank her anytime I ring it and your ears start hurting. It's all Carrie's fault. It's too fun. Too fun. Renee says, happy to catch you live, getting pumped up to start your 30-day attendance goal for personal fitness challenge. That's how you do it. Just set an attendance goal and do it. Very nice. Gloria said STG was your Weight Watchers goal, and you gotcha. And you'll know when you actually truly want to stop losing. I get it. I get it. Lisa says, second time watching this week. You're on a roll. Very nice. Chris is here. Very cool. My brother's checking in. Hi. Kristen says, my mom Jane raves about the podcast. You're checking it out for the first time tonight. Hopefully we live up to your expectations. So I appreciate you being here, Kristen, because normally when mom says do something, we do just the opposite. So maybe your mom should have said, don't listen, whatever you do not listen to the podcast. Maybe that's our new marketing ploy, right? Maybe that's what I need you guys to do. I need you to go on the internet somewhere and tell everyone, do not listen. And let's see if that reverse psychology works. Hey, whatever you do, do not go to iTunes and give it a 5-star rating. I do not, I forbid you from doing that. Got it? Kristen, say hello to your mom. Cherie says, I knew that was Carrie. I knew that was going to happen. I knew when we started ringing the bell, everyone would say, I'm new. So Sherry's here. Sherry's new. Good evening. April says, love the sound of a bell. It sounds good. Denise, 5 job interviews tomorrow. Picking up your clothes, not being discouraged by your size is awesome. Very, very fun. I like it. Bev, second time here. Chicago. Chicago, I guess, right, Marlene? Tammy says, today is 115 days in a row for your attendance goal. Man, I know somebody who has a blue dot in their tracker for 12 months straight. It ain't me, but I know someone who's done that. They told me about it recently. That's all I'm going to say to that. Don't tell me you can't do this. Joan from Syracuse. Irene says hello. Jennifer from Texas, glad you're here. Yep, and great job, Elise. Absolutely. Good luck to Denise on your 5 interviews. We are so focused on all the cool thing that you can wear whatever you want. It's almost like who needs a job, right? If you can go to your closet and pick out any clothes you want, you don't need to work. You're too happy to go to work. Work will just bring you down. But Elise was smart enough to pick up on that piece. So yes, good luck at your 5 job interviews. Irene says, finally earned your 50-pound charm. Congratulations. I want to write that down for a second. Jamie, no, you're not late. We haven't even started yet. We're getting close. Corey says, my husband hears from another room. He now randomly walks in the house saying, don't eat the points. Yeah, it's close because you're allowed to eat the points. You're allowed to eat them, but when you're out of points, stop eating points. That's just how it works. It's that simple, kind of. Lisa says she gets a blue dot for 12 hours. I get it. Lisa says, I'm down 44 pounds, so you're doing all right. Yeah, completely doing well. Yeah. So Denise, I said that the other day, right? Someone was asking me, about the podcast, and, I said I really enjoy doing it. It really is the highlight of my day. It's the highlight of my week a lot of times. It's just absolutely fun to do it. And because I really, the pride and joy and watching you guys hit your goals and watching you guys succeed, it fills the heart so well for me. It really does. And so it truly is the most amazing thing. So, but someone was asking me about it. I said, that all feels great, but I can't walk up to my mortgage company and give them a big hug. They don't get that, Hey, you know what? I know the car payment's due this week, but come here. Let's hug about it, So no, that doesn't work that way. So you're right, Denise. Gotta go to work. I get it, for sure. Cool. All right, let's do episode 177. Tonight could be a short episode. I kind of pulled it together in the last 20, 30 minutes or so. Long day. So we got it here, at least good to go. But I got something for you. Let's see. So on Instagram, JD Fisher 11. What's your first name? I want to use it in part of the show. I want to use your comment in the show. I want to write it down. I got a pen right here. As soon as you type your first name, I'm going to write that because it fits right into the opening of the show. There you go, Diane. So Diane is down 50 pounds for 4.6 years. That's awesome. All right, you will hear that again at the opening of the show. Very fun. Anyone else right on the nose at 50 pounds lost real quick before I go? Because 50 pounds is kind of the number. Just 50 or, ish. Ish. If you're in that 50-ish range, I got Irene. I got Diane. I got a special one. Jennifer's asking, what is the favorite episode? So, Jennifer, favorite episodes for me. Donna, I already have you. Got Michelle. No, but it's okay if you already emailed in. But if you're down 50 pounds right now, let's go. Lisa, Denise. It just fits into the show. Elise. Man, you guys are awesome. Yes, you are. Woo! YouTube. So there's this Living Large on Lifetime on YouTube. The girl's crazy. So she gets out and walks and she documents her entire life. Her and her husband are driving around in the car and whatever she feels like saying, she puts on YouTube. I checked her out earlier and she got like 7,000 followers on YouTube watching your weight loss journey. And for some reason, she throws my name in there like it's all my fault every once in a while. And anyway, so Tur and I were going back and forth tonight briefly on YouTube, and it was kind of cool. So very, very fun. Okay, all right, I think I got enough. Let's go ahead and get this show rolling. But yeah, favorite episode for me, 54 is my absolute favorite. Then probably 12, 99, 100, 101, 175 is in there, 176 is in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 are in there. No, you the king. You the king. Living Large on Lifetime. So guys, when you're done with this show, not now, don't leave now, but when the show's done, go to YouTube, watch the show again, and then Living Large on Lifetime is the show. You want to subscribe to that channel as well. What's cool? I had a great conversation. I can't share too much of it with you, but I had a great conversation today with someone, and we were talking about people who are real, right? Real people doing this. These aren't, this isn't a fake. You guys get it, right? This is not a fake account. Living Large on Lifetime. It's a real person doing real work, getting it really done. That's what makes the inspiration happen. So, awesome. All right, 177 coming up. Dun dun dun. Hey, with the monkeys. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Mic check, testing 1, 2, 3, test. Mic check, testing 1, 2, 3, test. That's not good. Let's see. Oh, I see what's going on here. See this? I have to plug in the microphone. Let's see if that works more better. Have I told you the technology part of this is not my favorite part? Test. That sounds better. That's why we do a microphone test. So if I did not just do that microphone test, everything looked proper except for the microphone was not plugged in. Can you imagine recording an entire show with no microphone? It would have been the computer behind me speaker picking it up. Not good. But we're good now. You guys know how we start this, right? Here we go. Cheers. Cool. Hang on one second. I got something for you. I saw I saw Jennifer pop in while we were doing this, so I don't want to give it away. But Jennifer, look, this is going out. Jennifer ordered one of the little Legos, and for some reason hers didn't make it. I don't know. But so there's the other one, Jennifer. It's going out tomorrow. Yes, you're supposed to have. You have to have water. Quick, ring the bell. Woohoo! That's for everyone who is out here and new. I have some bad news. Yep. We'll see how I do. But my glasses broke today. Yeah. So we're gonna try and do this without glasses. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 177 of Wise Advice. And we continue walking up the charts. And here we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary. Just clicked over 1.7 million downloads in less than the first year, which I thought, I remember when I first started, I thought if I could hit, 10, 15,000 downloads, then it was making a difference in the world and I would continue. And man, we hit that, seems to be every day and a half or so. So that's all you sharing, that's you getting the word out, that's you telling your daughter to listen to the show, that you bringing your mom in, that you sharing it in your meeting room, that's you talking about what the tools that you use to get it done. And I truly appreciate that because the more people that we can reach out and bring along into this journey, the better off we're all going to be. And really, truly, truly appreciate it. Quick reminder, you can get the app from the App Store. Go to your Google Play Store, go to the Apple Store, search for Wise Advice, WHYS Advice with Fat Dag. You can find there. We're on Spotify for Android users. Hop into Spotify. You can find the podcast there. iHeartRadio, fatdag.com, of course, has it. Wherever you can find a podcast, you can get this episode. Very first email tonight comes in from Donna. Donna says, I just got my 50-pound charm tonight. On Weight Watchers, I'm down 51.6 pounds. The total since starting my weight loss journey is 165.4. I can't get the grin off of my face. I ordered an Instapot as my reward. A great non-scale victory today. I had to move the car seat forward today. So Donna, congratulations. Way to go. Man, it's 50-pound charm. Isn't that cool? As we were talking about it briefly on Facebook, Irene wrote in, Irene said, yeah, I'm down 50 pounds. Diane says 50 pounds for 4.6 years. So if once you've lost the weight, you can continue to keep it off. That's just kind of how it works. Michelle says she's down 50. Lisa, Denise, Elise, Donna, Lori all chimed in just before the show as we were talking about a 50-pound weight loss. So this was quick, folks. I was starting the pre-show, and in a matter of moments, we had 300-400 pound weight loss without even trying to add it up. That's the community that you're a part of. If you go to Facebook, go to wisewingmen.com. It'll launch you right into the Facebook group, or you can join us on Instagram. You can join us on YouTube. Before the show, it's just a bunch of people doing nothing more than staying focused. Donna writes in again with 50-pound charm, down 51.6, and doing it. Just waking up every single day, getting it done. If you've gotten to that point in your journey, you can do whatever you want to do. It's a matter of staying focused. It's a matter of just waking up and saying, do I want pizza or do I want goal? Do I want chips or do I want goal? And if you choose properly, more often than not, you will continue to hit whatever goals you set. Donna, congratulations. Irene, Diane, Michelle, Lisa, Denise, Elise, Donna, and Lori, congrats to you too. And everybody else out there who didn't get a chance to write in as we were throwing the numbers out there. Do you guys remember the post we did in the Wise Wingman group where we just started adding up the numbers? I forget what Keith added up, but it was close to, Lee. Lee added it up, and it was close to, I think, 30,000 pounds that we have lost as a community, and just kind of just plugging together. And that wasn't even 100% response. So way to go, community. Amy writes in, says, hi, thank you for all your wonderful advice and your sensibility. Thank you for your service to and your sacrifices for our country. I lost 59.4 pounds online with a wonderful coach. I was 1.6 pounds to goal, and I had to stop coaching and transfer to meetings if I wanted to become a lifetime member. I got scared. I can't explain why, but I could not convince myself to get to goal that it would be amazing. I also didn't feel a lot of support at the meeting that I attended. Instead of changing my meetings, I stopped going. For 6 months, I was following what I was currently eating, so it was really basically just maintenance. Then my mindset changed and I needed surgery. I'm on the other side of surgery and I have a 25-pound gain. I started my speed walking again, but my mindset to reach lifetime still isn't there. I'm wearing Spanx to hide a lot of my gain as I'm so embarrassed. I really want to reach my goal of live longer and be healthy. I am just so lost on motivation. Am I foolish to believe that my goal and lifetime are the same thing? Saving money would be fabulous, but nothing in my goal meeting savings. Any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated. Also, I cannot find the Wise Women Wingmen on Facebook. Can you tell me the group name? Thank you, Amy. Amy, first up, yes, it's wisewingmen.com, launches you directly into the Facebook group. It's a good mixture of guys and gals, so it's just a great group of people getting it done. I think obviously there are more women in there than men, because that's just the kind of the makeup of the Weight Watcher family, but we're doing our part to change that and make it a 50-50 split. But certainly join us in the Wise Wingman Facebook group. We'd love to have you in there. But let's talk about your mindset here. And so you lost 59.4 pounds, gained 25 of it back, which means you're still down a considerable amount from where you started. That's fantastic work at the point. Obviously, you went through surgery. Surgery is a whole different beast all on its own. You made it through that, and now it's just time to get focused. Saving money, reaching lifetime is not the goal. It's a great goal. It's a fabulous goal. But if you're doing this to save a couple bucks, you can save a couple bucks by not doing it. So you can't use that as your motivation to get it done. The motivation you have to use to get this done is to say, I want to be healthy. I want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to do everything that I can at this point in my life to change my life and get it done. what you experienced is extremely common. I think I'd love to do a show on it in a sense where folks who have gotten 1 to 2 pounds away from goal, and then for whatever reason, either gained it back or got scared and paused, and then it took them long enough to break through. But many of them continued on, riding this plateau 2 or 3 pounds from goal for a very, very, very long time, and then finally it clicks. There comes a point in this journey when you get so fixated on the scale number that you can't see all of the other amazing things that are going on. And then you stop going. I get that. And for 6 months, you were just kind of just living in lifetime. So that is a perfect balance. I'm pretty sure had you not had your surgery in there, you'd probably be just fine. What I want you to do is I want you to recommit to what you know worked. If your meetings worked if your coach worked and your online program worked, go back to doing that. If at that point, you have to pay for the app for the rest of your life, so be it. You'll have the rest of your life to do that. But switching up a program from what you know works just to simply game the system, it sets you off into a tailspin. Maybe the second go around you'll find a different meeting. Maybe you'll find the inspiration that you should have had the first time. But what I want you to know is that as you're working the program and you've found something that's working for you, I want you to continue doing that. If you can switch to meetings and test it for a little while, but as soon as you recognize that it's not working, it's time to go back to what worked. And that's how you completely change your life. And so keep doing what you're doing. A lot of this comes into your mindset. I want you to focus, instead of all the things that you didn't do right, I want you to focus on all the things that you did properly. You lost 59.4 pounds with amazing strength, with amazing focus, with amazing discipline. I promise you, 59.4 pound weight loss online only is amazing work. Very, very difficult. I'm confident that I would not be able to do that. I needed that weekly accountability. I needed that weekly weigh-in. I needed a support community bigger than I could even imagine. So the fact that you were able to do that is such an awesome accomplishment. And so what's awesome is that if you've done that, you can do it again. It worked. And whether you got to 1.6 from goal or not, 1.6 pounds from your goal is nothing to stress about. You were at goal. Now, mentally, I want you to join yourself back at goal. I want you to mentally dial in, accept that, start recognizing the non-scale victories of living longer and being healthier. Write down things as you experience them that maybe you couldn't do before, and start focusing on them, because that's where your motivation has to come from when you start living a life of health and longevity. You have to celebrate every moment. You have to celebrate all the things. You have to celebrate the fact that, that if you go on a job interview, you can just go to your closet and grab whatever you want and just put it on. For so many years, so many of us haven't been able to do that. But let's just say hypothetically, you had 5 job interviews tomorrow and you could just run up to your closet, pick up something and go to them. How awesome would that be? And you were there at 1.6 pounds away. You're there. You're still there. If you're putting Spanx on to get it done, you're in that same range. It's just a couple weeks of intense focus to reshift your mindset, to re-celebrate all the amazing things you got going on, and you go for the win. Keep up the amazing work. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for writing in. That tells me a lot more than even your story does, is the fact that you took a moment to write in. Tells me that your brain's checked in. It tells me that you want this, and it tells me that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it done. So go do it. Amy, thank you for your email. Ann writes in and says, "Hi, Fat Dag. I follow you on Connect, and I've recently become a fatdag.com fan and now listening faithfully to your podcast. I am recently recommitted to Weight Watchers in the freestyle plan. I'm down 4 pounds this week. Yay for me. But the most amazing thing I've noticed is the lessening of stress in my life. It's not that I don't have plenty of obligations. It's that my focus on the eating plan has relieved so much Anxiety. I don't have the feeling of being constantly overwhelmed. When my eating was out of control, it seemed that my whole life and the household were out of control too. Also, I'm worried. I'm always worried. I'm running late. I'm throwing meals together, behind on laundry, etc. Plus, I spent so much time and energy lamenting to myself about how bad I looked. Did my jeans make me look fat? Well, will they even fit tomorrow? A constant stream of negativity running through my mind. I'm 68 and a neighbor turned 90. This is before I recommitted. All I could think of was, what if I live to be 90? Am I going to be out of control for the next 22 years? Oh God, how awful. Regaining control and focus is saving me. Thank you, Fat Dag, for being there and offering me and so many others the encouragement we need. Anne. And yes, 22 years, you're going to live an amazing life because you finally figured out that you are the most important thing you got going on. It's interesting how your topic came in this particular week where we're kind of talking about stress anyways. And if you can reduce stress, it certainly does clear up a lot of other things in your life. If you saw the post I put on Connect, hopefully those of you who listen to the show in order, you'll be able to go to Connect and see the post I just put out. But something so simple as email was stressing me out. My email was just piling up, and at one point, my work email had 7 or 8 thousand emails in the inbox, and my home computer wasn't much better. And I finally took a day. I unplugged, and I said I need to get this thing organized. And I set up some rules, I set up some processes, and I managed myself down to got the inbox at work down to about 130, I think, emails. Everything had been accomplished and put in the right folders, but I had to get the clutter out. I had to clean the spam out. That feeling of constantly being overwhelmed. Every time that a new email came in, it reminded me that I had 7,000 other emails in the inbox. That's what happens when we get overwhelmed, and that stress comes after us. And so here you are, is that as you lessen the stress in your life, as you start taking control, the things before that you were just kind of trying to fit into a busy day now are getting scheduled and they're getting done. And so it's the freestyle plan is giving you some freedom. It's giving you the confidence. You're down 4 pounds. Congratulations. Amazing job. That's amazing focus. You can't accidentally do that. And so as you take the stress out, it gives you the ability to manage and focus and gives you so much time and energy back that you were giving away to something you couldn't control in the first place. As we start worrying and running late and throwing meals together behind our laundry, what that is that's you not prioritizing you. That's you prioritizing everything else in your life, but you still have a to-do list of things that need to get done. And so as you live this stressful life, and then all these other tasks need to get done, you're throwing them together at the last minute, and you're getting the leftovers of everything else that life has to offer, and that is stressing you out. Of course, I heard it said this week, and I was reading a thing as I was cleaning out my inbox, and it says your email system is your to-do list that anyone in the world can reach out and add to. And that's where I started thinking too, no, I need to put a stop to this. I need to find a way to control. I need to get this into control. And I used to say that I was stressed out. I used to say that I was busy. And it took me a second to realize that the actual term I needed to use was disorganized. It's not that I was stressed. It's not that I was busy. It's that I was not organized. I was not managing the things I had to manage properly. And that gave the appearance of being busy and gave the appearance of being stressed. When you get organized, when you get focused, when you dial in and you put yourself as the priority, everything else falls in. So, Anne, congratulations. Don't beat yourself up. It doesn't do any good to sit there and beat you up about how bad you think you look, what your jeans look, whether they'll fit tomorrow. That negativity will always tear you down. We say this often is how would you say this to your best friend? And you would look at your best friend and you would give them a completely set of different of advice than you would give yourself. The advice that I would give you is that you've taken control of your life. If you push out that stream of negativity and you find the positive in every single situation, you will continue to recognize it more and more as it comes around. What you focus on increases. If you focus on the amazing things that you're doing, you focus on the amazing life that you have, you focus on the amazing family that you have, then all of a sudden, everything else becomes amazing. And thank you so much for your email. Out of Wisconsin, Anna writes in and says, Dear Mike, I started Weight Watchers for the third time back in September. I knew the program would work once I really committed, so I started out complacent, and I've been losing and gaining the same 5 pounds over and over. I now know that I was focusing on my how. How can I meal plan? How can I eat healthy with three little excuses, age 6, 2, and an infant, all running around? 2 weeks ago, my Weight Watcher meeting shared tools for success, and someone mentioned your podcast. I have seen your Connect post, so I decided to give it a try. Game changer. I downloaded your app and I started at the beginning. It was episode 6 and your discussion of diet soda that was my first critical aha moment. I was addicted to 1 to 2 liters of diet soda a day, even though I knew that water was better. I figured it was relatively harmless. After listening to the episode, I contemplated whether diet soda was truly 0 points to your body. If it was really 0 points and harmless, then why won't I let my kids drink it? More importantly, why was I making better nutritional decisions for my children, even with all the goldfish and fruit gummies, than I was for myself? No more soda. My second aha moment came in episode 32. You often talk about focusing on your why rather than your how. But in this episode, the way you phrased it just got me. When the why is important, the how will find a way. It hit me. That's motherhood. Raising 3 children to be happy, healthy, productive members of society is a seemingly impossible task. But that's what I do every day because the why is so important. Losing 60 pounds also seems impossible, but now I know I can do that too. Obviously, this mindset is the change that I needed. After my first week with Wise Advice, I lost 7.2 pounds. This puts me at 1.6 away from my starting weight to give you some perspective, but I am no longer worried. I now know that I will reach and I will live my goal, and I will continue to follow your advice whenever the task, weight loss or otherwise, seems impossible. Thank you so much for the time and the effort you put into Wise Advice and your service to our country. We all appreciate it. I wish you good focus. Anna from Wisconsin, and she adds a PS to the bottom, and she says, PS, I'm only on episode 47 now, so if you mention me in your podcast, I may not hear it for a while, but you'd better believe I'll get there. Well, Anna, I sent you an email letting you know that you were going to be on episode 177. So I imagine you're going to skip 47. You're going to go all the way up to 177, and then hopefully you make it back to 48. But somewhere in the middle, stop at episode 54. That's kind of, we talked about that before the show as one of my favorite episodes as well. But a couple things in your email. Thank you, number one, for your meeting room for sharing a tool for success. And I'm very honored to be listed in the list of things that people find successful. And I'm glad that you used the word game changer. And I believe that to be true, because what I believe to be true, it's not that the podcast is a game changer. What the podcast represents is you being focused daily. If you listen daily, it almost doesn't matter what I say. What matters is you've woken up in the morning and that you have a goal in mind and you found something to remind you to stay focused on your goal. That's the game changer. The game changer is just like you said, raising kids is is if you know why you're doing it, you will figure out how. Every single day, the how will be different. But it doesn't matter how. It matters why, and the how just appears because every scenario is different. It's why you can find people who are very successful on Weight Watchers, yet at the same time you can find someone who wasn't. It's why you can find someone who's very successful on Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, Keto, Atkins, no carb, high carb, no protein, high protein. It doesn't matter what plan you use. If you know why you're doing it, you'll stick to the plan. Clearly, the tools that Weight Watcher provides makes it easier to balance your plan into a normal lifestyle, but it's a tool. And the tool is to be used when you understand why you're doing it. Keep up the amazing work, and it's an honor to now see you here chiming in on Facebook, expecting a great weigh-in tomorrow. How fun is that? Right? So, Anna, keep up the amazing work. And you know, raising three kids certainly not easy. And so I'm glad to see that in the midst of all that, I say it with love, chaos, that you found a way to put you first. It's important for your children that you make yourself the priority. And I know as a parent, it's difficult to say that. Because what we want to do is we want to give our children every single thing we have, but the thing they want the most is us. And when we put ourselves first, it enables us to be there to give us to them. That's how we change our life. That is how we completely do what we need to. And the beautiful part in your email that I really loved is you talk about soda, and if it's so good for us, if diet soda is so okay, then why won't we let our kids have it? It's a great, great comment. And you're right, I went from 12 sodas a day down to zero. For those of you who may not have heard the episode, I decided that I really just wanted to see if I could go just a little short time without drinking soda. And so I did on New Year's Eve 2015 going into 16, sorry, 14 going into 15. I went and bought my favorite soda ever. I bought a six-pack of Coca-Cola bottles, ice cold, put them on a thing of ice, took them to the party. I drank them as the ball was dropping. I put the very last sip down my throat, put the bottle down as the new year started. That was the last soda I've had, diet or otherwise. And so I determined that I just wanted to see if I could just do that for a month. And then I did it for a month, and I wanted to see if I could do it for 2 months, and I want to see if I can do it for 6 months, and I want to see if I can do it for a year. And now I just don't care about it. But the fact that we won't let our kids drink it early on is an indication that maybe we know it's not perfect. And certainly we can live without it. And you know, if you want it in your mix, by all means you can have it. You're an adult, you can make that decision. But for those of us who've made the decision that we don't want it and we've added water to the mix, it's incredible the feeling we get. And you know, and poor Tums has gone out of business probably because I quit chewing them by the bucketful. So Anna, anyways, thank you so much for your email. It's an honor to hear you and to see you here on Facebook joining us with the crowd. You absolutely can do this. What an amazing first week, 7.2 pounds. Clearly, that's you getting focused, that you dialed in, that you understanding that the most important thing that you can do for your children is be there for them. Keep eating healthy. Keep doing that, because what you are now showing them, you know, at 6'2" and an infant, they're watching everything that you do. And as you change your life, there will come a point in time where they don't know the struggle that you're going through now, and they will have healthy habits that will prevent them from reliving the struggle that you lived. That's our role as a parent, is to be the prize and teach them. And you teach them by showing them, and you know, as we make different excuses and different things in our life, that we can say one thing and they watch us do something totally different, it makes it very difficult down the road. So congratulations on your amazing mindset. Congratulations on the 7.2 pound shift. 1.6 from your starting weight, there we go. If you've lost 7.2 pounds, you can do whatever you want. Continue tracking, continue following the plan. The plan absolutely works. We know it works. We have the confidence to know that every single thing we do works. It works because we know why we're doing it. One of the things I say with the why, if you haven't already, and for those of you who may not have heard this before, is I want you to write down your why. Why did you tune into the podcast tonight? Why did you listen to the podcast this afternoon? Why did you walk into a Weight Watcher meeting? The last time you opened your app and tracked, why did you do that? The last time you went for a walk and you got up deliberately and did something, why did you do that? And if you take a pen and you take a piece of paper and you write down why you're doing this, it's very powerful. There's something about the creative process. I've said it a couple times. It invokes mental things in your brain that just don't happen when you type it out. And you write a story to yourself and you say, dear Anna, dear Mike, dear Elise, dear Donna, welcome to a new you. You can do this. The why that you're doing this is because this. And as you continue doing it, my hope for you is not that I want to see you cry, but if you can get to that emotional point where this journey brings tears for you, you can get to the point where you've now said it's time to make a change. That change is the why. As you focus on that, as you read that story to yourself often, you're going to start having success. When you start having success, when you start feeling better, when you start looking better, everything starts going well. It's very difficult to remember why you joined because all of that has essentially been solved. It's the importance of having it written down so you can go back and re-reference it and so that you know where you've come from and where you never want to go back to again. And at that point, you jump up and down and you celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on Wise Advice Podcast, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because I really want you to be proud of what you're doing. When you're proud of what you're doing, it encourages you to keep doing it. It reminds someone else that they can do it. It teaches someone who doesn't know that it can be done. That's the power of the email. That's the power of the show. Thank you for sharing the show in your meeting rooms. Thank you for sharing on Connect, on Facebook, wherever you share the podcast. I appreciate that more than you know. But that is going to do it for this time. Remember now that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You got to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. #177 in the books. Writing it down is the key. I can't say that enough. Writing it down is absolutely the key to getting this done. Sherry's here. Hi, Sherry. Very fun. Let's see. Yeah. So really, what you're doing is Kristen's here. You're just really writing a story. I gotta find the list. I wrote a list of 5 things, right? Of 5 things that help you with your why. I forget which episode it was on. Very, very fun. But there are 4 or 5 things that you can do to help you discover your why. I'll find it and post it on Facebook somewhere tomorrow. But you can find it, and that helps you. But really, you're just kind of writing yourself a story so that you know why you're doing this, so that as you start having success, you start forgetting how miserable we started. And so which is great, but then you kind of forget, and then the only way to remember is to go back there. So instead of going back there, I just want you to read what it was like when you were there, and then that prevents you from going back. So that's the power of writing down the why. Let's see, I saw Michael checking in from Tyndall. Good evening to you. Goals are set and focused. I like it. Hope everything's well down in Tyndall. Man, tough duty. Yeah, if you need help, if you need me to come down TDY, let me know. As long as you pay, I'll be there, right? Very fun. Who doesn't want to go to Florida? Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, Karen. So give me Karen. You tell me the list, and I will. I'll tell you what it means. Karen says, "What are your expectations? What are you trying to accomplish on this journey?" Right. That's the first thing we always said is what do you want to do? Do you believe that you can do it? Do you believe that whatever you're trying to do you believe that you can do it? Who's responsible for your success? Are you responsible for your success, or am I responsible for your success? Right? As much as I want to be responsible, and as much as I will take the responsibility, it's not my responsibility. There's nothing I can do for you. All I can do is tell you how awesome it is. All I can do is tell you that it's worth it. All I can do is tell you that hundreds of people have done what you're trying to do. And then I ask, what's the hardest thing you've ever had to do in your life? And so think about everything you've had to do in your life that's been difficult. And it led you to this point in your journey. And so you have to think, what's the hardest thing you've ever done? And is this part tracking, writing down, dinner, is that easier or is that harder? Well, certainly, you made it through the hardest thing that you could come up with. You made it through that. You can do this. And then we say, what's stopping you? Who's getting in your way? What's the barrier to doing this? And I kind of sometimes follow it up with, what does success look like? What's it look like when you win? What happens if you don't? Those kind of questions are just things that I prompt you with so that you start writing your story and you just start saying, I can do this. As much as I want to tell you this is not hard, I understand that what those words do to those of us who aren't mentally ready to hear them. But the reality is when I find people who are dialed in, it seems pretty common that we all somewhat say, this is not hard. And so it's weird because I get, early on when you asked me, when I started this, I would have said, this is too hard. This is hard. It's difficult. And I struggled and I continue to struggle. But when I push that negativity out, it's not that hard. This is actually easy. And Sherry says, I'll take tracking for the rest of my life. If you had to tell me right now, Mike, you have two choices. You can gain 91 pounds or you can open up your phone and track everything you eat for the rest of your life. Well, I think it's pretty easy. I'll just open my phone. I could almost do that and talk to you guys at the same time. And of course the decision to track and follow the plan, I'm trying to not be simplifying of it. I know it's not easy, but it's doable. Right? And it's the scenario. It's us being stressful. It's us being unorganized. It's us not being focused. That's what makes it hard. The actual plan isn't difficult. But when we have so many other things going on, it's crazy, right? So, yeah. So Johanna is saying that this. And I apologize if I'm oversimplifying it. It is easy. I wake up every day and I know what my goals are, right? And so it's just easy. And so I'm not perfect. My golly, I'm not perfect on the plan, but I know what the goals are, and I know what happens when I don't stay focused on the goals, and I know what happens when I win. And I put on a medium shirt, I put on 31-inch jeans, and it works for me. And so the day that they don't fit, I weigh myself every single morning. You've seen that. The day these clothes don't fit, I'll know on the scale. But the reality is I hop. It's just part of my routine. I don't even care. I get up in the morning. I hop on the scale. And I've told you that if you're following me on Twitter, you'll see every single morning. You'll see I hop on the scale, and the number does this in a range that I'm happy and comfortable with, because I'm balancing 3 jobs and families and podcasts and food and social. I'm balancing all that, and I'm happy about doing it. So some days are good. Some days are, I just do the best that I can every day, but it's not difficult. It's just what I do. And so if I've checked in every morning on the scale, that's me mentally saying I'm ready for the day. And I tell you guys all, if you're following closely, which many of you are, and I appreciate that, if I don't check in, that's when you get concerned. But if I'm checking in, even if I checked in tomorrow and it said 270 pounds, at least I'm mentally checked in, so I want to make a difference. That's what that tells me. So very, very fun. Instagram, folks, you're going to time out in 48 seconds. Instagram only gives me an hour to spend with you. I don't know why they don't like us so much, but I think we want to hang out a little longer. But Instagram says no. Kay is saying, yeah, if in case if you had told me 9 months ago I would be down 52 pounds, I would have started sooner. Isn't that the truth? Right? If I truly knew that I could have lost 91 pounds, I would not have waited to 2016 to do it. I didn't believe it was possible for so long. And I'm telling you now, it's possible. Kay did it. Sherry did it. I did it. So many of you have done it. You heard Donna did it. Elise did it, right? There's so many names that have done it. Instagram, good night. You got 4 seconds. Thank you for being here. I wish you good focus. Be good. Oh, we lost our poor friends on Instagram. I like you guys for being on YouTube and Facebook. Very, very fun. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's the whole deal there. So a little bit of a rant. You guys know the after show soapbox is where it's at. That's where Vicky did it, right? That's where we know we give you the raw, and it's a little more fun. Even though I know the same people listen, it's just more fun to have this better interaction after the show. It's really fun. So, um, very fun. Yeah, Gloria, I say it all the time. All quitting does, you know why? Gloria says quitting gives you a new start date. Have you heard my explanation of why quitting gets you a new start date? I'll tell you in just a second. I'll explain it why I believe it to be true. But every time you quit, you will rejoin at a new start weight. Here's the theory behind that. When you walk into when you decide to change your life, right? When you decide that enough is enough, when you decide that today is the day I'm going to change my life, it's at that moment you walk into a meeting room, you sign up online, you do whatever it takes to win, right? You say, I'm ready to change. That's your why. You may not understand it, but that is it. Whatever drove you to the meeting room, whatever drove you to sign up, whatever prompted you to download the app, that is your why. So if we have our why, it's not going to go away. So we join and we start saying, okay, I'm going to get this done. You start having success. And so in my scenario, the very first time I joined, I was probably, I'm making the numbers up, but you'll get the concept. I was probably 210 pounds or so. Didn't like how I looked, didn't like how I felt. I was very overweight. So I joined, and that was my why. My why was I didn't like what I was going on, and so I joined, and I lost weight. I got down, 10, 15, 20 pounds, whatever it was, and I forgot my why. I forgot about it because I was happy. It all went away, so it just disappeared. So it went away. So then what happens is because it went away, I went back to my old lifestyle and I started gaining weight. Well, if I joined at 210 pounds, 210 pounds did not scare me because I finally owned it. I finally went to a meeting room. I finally hopped on the scale. Someone told me I weighed 210 pounds. And I went, okay, I don't like that. And I went down. And then as I was gaining weight, 200 pounds on the scale didn't scare me. 205 didn't scare me. 210 didn't scare me because I'd been there before. It wasn't until I got to 215, 220, and I said the term, this is the most I've ever weighed in my life, right? 230, hop on the scale. I own it. I walk in. The same why. I walk in. I say, I'm ready to